Because of its distinctive unibody design, the Honda Ridgeline is one of the most unusual mid-size pickups on the market. The Ridgeline gets a number of car-like traits from its design, some of which are good and others of which have a major influence on its image and performance. Let's take a look at the 2025 Honda Ridgeline's surprise benefits and downsides so you can make an informed decision. The benefits of buying a 2025 Ridgeline will be discussed first. Number 1. A tried-and-true platform. To be honest, the Ridgeline has been on the market for 7 years, so it's a well-known car. There are some problems with its age that we'll talk about later, but there are also big benefits. After almost 10 years of work, most of the Ridgeline's early problems have been fixed, which has led to constant improvements over the years. The Ridgeline also didn't come with a lot of big problems. Its 3.5-liter V6 engine has a good reputation, its suspension is very durable, and its electrical systems are simpler than those in many newer trucks, giving it a more analog, straightforward feel. In this way, the Ridgeline is a truly honest car. The Ridgeline is a great choice if you want a tried-and-true truck that will last for years. It will likely last longer than younger options like the Toyota Tacoma, which is known for being reliable, and even longer than models like the Chevrolet Colorado or Jeep Gladiator. Not everything about the Ridgeline is great though, and a few problems might make you think twice. Number 2. Superb control of the vehicle's dynamics. The exceptional driving experience that the Honda Ridgeline provides has long been one of the vehicle's most notable characteristics. In addition, this should not come as a surprise because the Ridgeline's unibody architecture, which was taken from the Honda Pilot, offers it an engaging feel that is not typically found in pickup trucks. For the year 2025, this remains true as it has always been. There is a noticeable increase in the Ridgeline's rigidity in comparison to body-on-frame trucks due to the fact that the suspension and the body are intimately linked in the unibody construction. When maneuvering around twists and turns, this results in a significant reduction in body roll. Even the Toyota Tacoma, which is equipped with rear coil springs, is unable to compete with the Ridgeline in terms of driver control. For the most part, the Ridgeline is the only pickup truck that comes close to giving the sophisticated driving characteristics that it does. Number 3. Unparalleled comfort. The Ridgeline's unibody design makes it one of the most comfortable mid-size pickups on the market. It may not be a luxury sedan, but it surpasses the competition in every category where comfort is concerned. The Ridgeline is able to regulate body roll without sacrificing comfort, unlike body-on-frame trucks. In order to decrease roll, conventional pickups like as the Chevrolet Colorado strengthen their suspension, which comes at the expense of comfort, especially when driving around town. Some, like the Jeep Gladiator, get overly supple in their pursuit of off-road comfort, leading to severe body roll when traveling on broad roads. The suspension of the Ridgeline is well balanced, being both stiff enough to withstand enthusiastic driving and flexible enough to absorb bumps in the road with ease. Also, unlike many of its competitors, the Honda Pilot-designed cabin offers plenty of legroom and comfort for passengers in the back. If you're looking for a truck that can transport passengers and still be easy to operate, the Ridgeline is a great choice. Now, let's focus on the critical drawbacks. Number 1. Truck-like capabilities are very limited. While the Ridgeline's single-piece structure makes it more comfortable and easier to drive on the road, it also makes it harder to tow and carry heavy things. In body-on-frame trucks, the body can bend separately from the frame. The Ridgeline, on the other hand, can't handle heavy loads as well because the suspension and body are all one piece. So, it can only pull 5,000 pounds, which is 50% less than the Ford Ranger, which can pull up to 7,500 pounds and is often thought of as the best mid-range truck. Also, the Chevrolet Colorado and Jeep Gladiator are better at heavy-duty jobs than the Ridgeline. They can each pull over 7,700 pounds, while the Ridgeline is only able to pull 6,000 pounds. Also, the Ridgeline doesn't do as well off-road as the Nissan Frontier, which is the underdog in this class. The pre-redesigned model could pull up to 6,200 pounds, which isn't very much but is 700 pounds more than the Ridgeline's limit. The new facelift makes it even better than the Ridgeline. It can now pull 7,150 pounds, which is a good gain. In addition, the Ridgeline can only carry less than 1,600 pounds, which is less than any other truck in its class. Most trucks in this class can carry between 1,600 and 1,800 pounds. The Ridgeline's off-road performance is very different from this difference in payload, which might not seem important. Unlike its rivals, which are great off-road, the Ridgeline is mostly made for road use. Off-road detours may be possible, but at its core it's just a crossover, which makes it much less capable than the tough trucks it fights with. The Ridgeline is like a city kid who can get dirty but doesn't like it. Number 2. Not very outstanding engine. The engine is another big problem with the Ridgeline. We like the look of a V6, but we don't understand why Honda chose to put a 3.5-liter V6 in the Ridgeline. There are about 280 horsepower and 270 pound-foot of torque coming from this engine. Many engines in this class are more complicated, less reliable, and harder to keep up than this one. It has a single overhead cam. But in this body, the V6 doesn't seem to be needed. If the Ridgeline was a real workhorse, this engine would be a great improvement because it is strong enough to make up for its lack of power. An everyday driver and mileage-friendly truck, on the other hand, might get better gas usage from a smaller turbocharged 4-cylinder, especially in town, which would save money in the long run. Even though it's not a deal-breaker, the V6 engine is a strange pick. Number 3. Outdated designs for the interior and exterior. What troubles us most about it? Honda just looks at the Ridgeline and decides that a base model is worth more than $42,000. Is it even visible? The outside makes it look like a pickup from the late 2000s or early 2010, not a 2025 model. This wouldn't be a problem if the Ridgeline were a cheap truck, but it's the most expensive truck in its class. It's not just the outside that looks old, the inside also needs a lot of work. Are you getting the feeling that this is from the year 2025? Yes. Fewer technology means fewer problems could happen, but Honda could have at least made the layout more modern. It's hard to use because the climate settings are surrounded by a maze of buttons. Overall, the Ridgeline style looks old and doesn't fit in with the rest of Honda's new cars. Because of its high price, we can't suggest it to most people. They might be better off waiting for next year's model, which is likely to be redesigned. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.